glorify you, Jesus. Magnify you, Lord. You're worthy of the glory, Lord.
Kingdom of heaven is at hand. Last week we concluded with the fact that your outcome is not determined by your opposition, but your outcome is determined by what you think about your opposition. And today we'll conclude looking at the temporal lobes, and the scripture that we started out in Ephesians 4, verses 4 through 7. There's some clarity that I want you to have and understand about this particular passage, because the things that have gotten us to the point of trouble that we're in our society now, in our lives, in this world, is because everybody's basically got their own view of who God is and what he does. Mm-hmm. And by having their own view, and some base it on race, because they actually put the race in their denominational name, and some put it within just their consistent belief, so they make it a point to only go after certain people. And when you really begin to understand and go back to something that I'm consistently reminding everybody in here of, is that none of us have the same fingerprint. Whether you're the same race or not, you still don't have the same fingerprint. So there's still individuality within everything that you're a part of. And you have to understand how that plays a part in what God's designed for you to live here in this life. He knew what color you were going to be when you were born. That's not a surprise. It just, oh, they're this color. And that wasn't a surprise to God. He knew exactly who he was going to have you to be and what he's got designed for you. And some want to be lighter, some want to be darker, some want to be thinner, some want to be thicker, some want to be shorter, some want to be, all the different things that come into play end up causing some turmoil where there shouldn't be turmoil. And that's why I wanted to start out with Ephesians 4, because for those that may not know, yes, I waged war this morning. I started some stuff. Because the thing that we've got to understand is, until you address it, it can't go nowhere. I don't care what it is. That doesn't matter what the problem is. Until you address it, it can't go nowhere. And this is something that is near and dear to who I am, because if you look in verse 4 of Ephesians 4, it says there is one body. There is one Spirit, even as you are called in one hope of your calling. So in other words, the things that God has designed for you to do as an individual, there's one hope that you should be putting your hope in. And that's him. Not who's around you, not who's opposing you, not who's with you. That's one of the reasons why I tried to get you all to understand the purpose of handling things on your own with you and God. That's why I pushed that so hard, because you shouldn't have to call me all the time. You shouldn't have to inquire of me all the time. And it's not that I don't like interacting with you guys. That's not the problem. The problem is, I want your confidence to be 100% for sure in him, in everything that you do and everything that you put your hands to. Because he can be with you in places that I can't be with you. And that's why I want you to have that strong of a relationship with him. So in verse 5, it says, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of who? All. Who is above all, and through all, and in you all. I just want you to understand what all means. All. That means black, white, Asian, Korean, doesn't matter. Middle Eastern, it doesn't matter. He is the creator of all. He is the Lord of all. He's in all. Now the thing that you have to understand is just like you in your individual life, you didn't start out recognizing him. Matter of fact, you still got some places that you don't recognize him. Some places you don't acknowledge him in, some places that are going through some trouble, and that's why they're going through that trouble, is because you don't know who he is to you in those places. And that's crucial to understand, and I'm going to touch on that just a little bit today, because if you look in verse 7, he says, but unto every one of us is given grace. Grace. You can't work for it. Can't earn it. This was given to you by no effort of your own. Unto every one of us is given grace according to the measure of the gift of Christ. And notice that says Christ, not Jesus. What that's showing again is he has given us a heavenly deposit. Remember last week I told you, gave you the down payment of the Spirit. So by him giving us that, he's saying there's some more that I want to purchase through you, from you, and for you. And I know that's probably hard for you to wrap your head around right now. But I'm going to try my best to break it down simple enough to where you see he's been working on your behalf for every step that you take, even the things that he's hindered from you working out. Because he's saying, you don't know enough about me yet to go into that. Now watch, because I want you to understand something. We're in the part of the brain called the temporal lobes, and they play a part in how we see ourselves as well as playing a part in how we manage our faith. Okay? Remember I told you, the temporal lobes, where are they located? Right behind the eye socket. So everything that you look at, you're getting a dual point of view every time you look at it. You're looking at it in the natural and you're looking at it in the spiritual. The problem is some of you have not elevated the level of your spiritual to be enough to see beyond what you're seeing with your natural. That's what's been going on. Because see, our faith about faith determines whether or not our faith works. See, some of y'all don't have enough faith in faith, that's why you don't use it. You don't believe that having faith will actually work. That's why you don't do it. That's why you'll revert back to the little you. You'll go back to the little you before you'll apply faith. And see, the whole point is, what he's looking for out of us is he's saying, when you encounter that stuff that you don't know about, don't go back to the little you. Revert to the mature you. Because there's a mature you that understands that there's someone greater than you taking care of you.